perhaps the most devastating striker not in the UFC is right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event.
Live from HBF Stadium Festival Hall. Melbourne Pavilion. Not even backstage, we're literally outside.
Was that the best fight card in Australian MMA history?
Call me crazy, but make sure you call me when I'm right.
Be good at the Aussie MMA Instagram page and give us a bit of glow up because...
Welcome to the Australian MMA podcast. My name is Mitch Tinley, and today's guest is the rockin' Moroccan Marwan Rahiki. None of those nicknames are official or probably even wanted. But Marwan Rahiki training at a Lions Den Academy with the great George Mangos. We've had plenty of times before. Coached under the great Luke Pizzuti in Sydney. And look, Marwan has burst onto the scene in 2024, having his professional debut in February, and he's 3-0 now, all three finishes. His last victory coming against the very impressive Michael Manu, although, you know, Marwan does not necessarily think so. Look, Michael Manu is kind of, if you can get through him, you're at least fighting for a title in Australian MMA. And Marwan Rahiki dropped his fight news, I would say exclusive. Marwan lets us know who he's fighting March 1st, Hex 34 in Melbourne. And Marwan is definitely a name to watch, definitely a sort of name to jot down and check on him in 5 years and just see how good he is. Look, he is honestly quite freaky on the feet. He is very exciting to watch. And in the most Batman Robin type of situation, I'll go Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. George Mangos currently getting all the shine, but Marwan Rahiki is not too far behind him. So definitely keep an eye on him. He talks about sort of growing up in Morocco, leaving his home country to sort of chase his dream. He's actually even a chef. So we dive into his life a little bit. And of course, his recent signing with Attic Sports with Jasmine Frank, who also has Quillan Southfield and Cody Haddon from the UFC. So they're building up a bit of steam as well. So, guys, we're going to hear from Vex, and on the other side, Marwan Rahiki.
PRP Global and Vex have joined forces, so keep an eye out launching mid-November. They've got a new Vex website and new MMA fightwear range releasing shortly. Vex, designed for combat and worn by the best in Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. One of the most exciting prospects in all of Australian MMA. It's Marwan Rahiki. Mate, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Jeez, mate. You are a hot property lately. Are you really starting to feel the old stock rise?
Yeah, it's getting better. Next year is gonna... Next year we get some big names.
Yeah. Did you plan on having such a big 2024, or did it kind of go even better than you expected?
It's just like the way that it starts, like from the debut in February, because the plan was with Luke, it was going pro in May or June, but you know, just like things happen and like someone pulls out, you took a fight, and let's go.
Some of the guys you've beaten, I mean, all within less than a year, you're kind of right up the top. Did you think you'd get those sort of names so early on, like a Michael Manu and whatnot?
Nah, not really. But you know, like just it's still I'm looking like I wanted to fight like my like Abdallah, like Kakimbo, like Jared Ubram. That's the names that is more. Like, because Michael Manu, like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? So I'm still feeling like I haven't beat someone, like, who's really, like, a good name.
Michael Manu is a good name.
Yeah, but...
So, I mean, who do you want? So you want those sort of Kakembo, Wilbraham sort of fights next?
Yeah, of course, Michael Barber now, he's next. The fight is locked in.
Yeah?
So I'm thinking, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How does were you always told that you were going to get the winner of Abdallah and Michael Barber, or how did that fight come about?
No, I had no idea that. I never thought that me and Michael Barber would fight. Like just never came in my mind. Like, but you know, just because he's trained with Archie and Liam and they're my friends, so we all been talking like with even me and Michael Barber, but I didn't expect me and him would ever fight. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, like you doing your thing. He's gonna fight someone like you know what I mean. But and then like when he called me out, I was like, yeah, that's good. Like that's what I want. Like, thank you.
Have you been aware of Michael Barber for a while? Like, are you a fan of his fight style?
Yeah, he's very like people love watching him, which is good for me too, because people love watching me too. So you have two people, like two fighters that everyone love to watch. They fight against. You don't get this kind of fights always. This is like big fight. I reckon this is the biggest fight in 2025 in Australia and like the local scene. This is they're gonna have the most eyes on.
Ah, okay. And with Barber in the sense of his sort of real gritty brawling style, and you've got this almost like at a distance at times, real sniper style of fighting. Do you ever look at his style and go, "Oh, I do love getting into a bit of a brawl."
Yeah, I'm like it's different because like I fight thinking like I don't want to make mistakes and I want to look clean, I want to look sharp. But he's very dangerous. Like he comes with from southpaw, from orthodox, kind of same thing I do too. I fight from the southpaw orthodox, but we see like it's gonna be something I haven't seen in the last three fights. So
Is it are you still
we're not
anticipating
going any takedowns or jiu-jitsu or wrestling. So it's gonna
clean fight or a brawl? What are you picking?
nah, I'm not brawling. I don't brawl. I don't need to brawl.
What's next after
You
Michael
throw the
Barber?
shots from the distance. We'll see what belts is gonna be there and who's champion and things like this. That's what for sure. Like I have to get some belts for the like in the after Michael Barber. Like I deserve a title shot in anywhere. Like
Mm.
in like if in Hex if George gets signed or in Eternal or whatever.
Have
Like
you
I don't want to like I want to have something for me and people to get people to come and fight me because it's been so hard. Like no one cares because I'm a dangerous fighter and people they just like okay like let's why would I fight him? He doesn't have anything I can have like just 3-0, 4-0 like it's
Hmm.
nothing. When you look at a record like topology like you just see a guy with 4-0, 3-0. But when people they win like they see that you have a belt, then they want to fight you. So that's what I'm looking forward for.
And have you talked to George about, is there some sort of plan about, because obviously he's the champion, George Mangos, who's in your camp as well. Do you have to kind of slow your ascend to the top so that everyone doesn't make you guys try and fight each other?
Well, he's first in there, so like I can't just tell him like give me the belt or let me. He's like oh, I like of course I have to wait for that one for Hex belt if because he's still the champion now. If something happened and gets signed, of course I'm like I spoke with the Hex guys and they say I'm next, so they gave me the word, so I'll make sure no one's come and take it.
What do you do if he doesn't and it takes a little bit longer? Like, will you sort of take an eternal shot if it's there, or will you just kind of sort of wait and take other fights?
It depends. Like, you know, there's some names that I would if they want to fight me, I would like it's not always about it's just about the belt. I'm thinking about the belt just to get people to fight me. Like for me, it doesn't matter. Belt with no belt, 3 rounds, 5 rounds. Like in my mind, like I don't care. Like, but it just if let's say after Michael Barber, there's like if Jared Abraham wants to fight me, I don't care if it belts or no belts. If Kimbo wants to fight me, I don't care belts or no belts. Abdallah, if like you know what I mean, like these big names, if they want this fight, I'll fight him for it. Nothing.
What about the likes of like Seb Saleh, Taser Malone? Have you kept an eye on them?
Yeah, well, yeah,
What's your thoughts on them?
we get that later. We see how things goes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what's your plan? What's your step to the next level? Like, do you have a plan? Are you envisioning like, oh, okay, I want to try and get contender series the next couple of years, or like, what's your plan?
When you look at UFC and like we know what they want, like everyone knows what UFC people likes, what Dana White likes. They want knockouts. They want to see someone's like winning by knockouts, like 4 or 5 knockouts. Now on three knockouts, 2 of the first rounds, one is the second round. I'll get the next one, another first round knockout. I feel like it doesn't matter like 6-0, 5-0, 4-0. If once they just like you, I just hoping that if I will keep doing what I have to do, like give my fights, win by knockout, do my best, show my best, and they could take me with like 5-0, 4-0. Like you never know. Like they took a lot of people with 4 or 5-0. So that's the next step. Like I think that's what I'm preparing myself for, not just like fights in here. Like I'm not thinking I want to win some belts and do this and do that. Like I just thinking like the quickest way to get to the UFC because like it's nothing. Like you just wait for fights and people pull out and things like this, and it's not enough money. So that's my biggest. That's the plan. That's what I'm looking for.
Now, you've kind of jumped straight into the deep end. Like you have fought sort of like, even you might say it's not that impressive, but to fight Michael Manu on like your third fight is pretty impressive. He's been around. So the fact that you're watching other guys maybe not take as hard fights early on in their career, does that frustrate you?
Yeah, I was like, look, I tried so hard because, I wasn't working and I'm like, I needed a fight on November. Like, you know what I mean? I was training every day, twice a day. Like this, in the last 6 months, I trained the most. Like I forget about everything else and I was just focusing in training like every day, twice a day. Like I have some big fights coming up. Like, but in the end, like nothing happened and I tried so much, like contact people, like see if someone wanna fight, but I'm like, come on, like people with big fights, they've been like, you know what I mean, they fought here and overseas and everywhere, they just didn't want to fight me. I'm like, if it was someone else, they would just take the fight. But I don't know why specifically against me, they would just don't want to take any risk. When you look at a fight, like when I have a fight, I'm not thinking this fight I'm gonna win. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not taking easy fight or a fight that I think I'm gonna win. You take a fight and then you train and then like and you go and do your best. And if it's meant to be yours, like you're gonna have it. If it's not, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen in the fight.
What's your prediction? How do you think this fight with Michael Barber is going to go?
Like, I need to knock him out.
I was gonna say he's pretty tough, man. He's like he can get knocked out, but he's pretty hard to knock out.
Well, look, if you see my last 3 fights, every fight, the next fight is different. I getting older. I'm just 22 now. I'm getting older. I'm getting more mature in fighting. So he's the best. He's the best fight I can have right now because I want to see the mistakes. Like you see, he's a brawler. Like he likes to brawl, and he's gonna like pull me to that like brawling game and stuff. But that will be the hardest thing because I'm kind of same thing like too. Like I would just go crazy and start brawling, but I have to control myself and I have to be like really smart and just be like be the best fighter in the night.
How did you get your style? Where did you start? How did your martial arts journey begin?
I started in Morocco when I was 16, when I was 14 in 2016. So we start training and it wasn't fight, so you just train, you do pads. Like it was this guy is called Hajim. He's like my friends in Morocco, and he was like 4 or 5 years older than me. So he was like 5 years or 6 years before me in the kickboxing and boxing. So he used to train boxing and kickboxing, and we just start doing pads and sparring every day. And he's like middleweight. He's like big, and he just like we go to the forest and we spar for like an hour or half an hour. Then we do pads for another half an hour. Like no rounds, no timing. You just keep doing that for the whole time, and then you go for a run, you go for sprints. That's why like I build my condition and just like my cardio and my like how to control my. I just learned how the best way for me to fight. And now the results like coming up. Like you see, this is a work of like years, like you know what I mean? Of course, like now like my wrestling is better. Like I have the confidence in wrestling and jiu-jitsu and the striking 100%. You say the 99%. Try again.
That's true though.
The
That's true
next
though.
if I get a spinning heel kick, you give me the 100%.
Yeah, I told you. You get a spinning heel kick. I'll give you the
Yeah.
100. What's living in Morocco like?
It's good. It's just you can't get fired. Like you can just he's gonna train every day. I know people, I have friends there, they just train. And if you have money, you can go compete overseas whenever you want. But if you don't, like you're just gonna keep training and have it like hardly getting anything because there's not many tournaments and like it's MMA for Morocco, it's not a sport.
Mm.
But if kickboxing and Muay Thai, people they start making it like to the one. I've seen some guys that I used to. It was like in the same age as me, and they like the same time when we were all doing kickboxing at the same time. Now they making it to the one championship and glory. So I'm happy for them that like they're not just doing it for like now they can make some money, they can help their
Mm.
families because it's so hard. Like when you just like quit school or something and you start training full time, you can't get a job. Like it's hard to get a job and it's like you're just gonna be just taking instead of helping a little bit. But once you
Yeah.
start like making some money, like your family will be happy for you and you just can help them and just live better.
When did you move out to Australia and why?
In 2022, October.
How come?
Yeah, because I finished school when I was 18 and I was supposed to come here when I was 18, like just finish fresh off school, come back here, study. Because my uncle lives here, like he's been for many years here, and he was gonna help me come and study and like continue my sport. But because COVID, so I delayed for 2 years, which actually is good because I didn't have school anymore, so I was just training the whole time. I started doing jiu-jitsu at that time, and yeah, like finally in 2022, get my visa, come here, and start fighting
Hey,
and
it's
studying and doing the other stuff too.
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, is your family obviously they're very supportive of your dream then?
Yeah. Well, now, yeah. Well, before it was hard.
How come?
Well, my dad is like an army, like he's soldier, so he doesn't. You tell him like you wanna be like a boxer or this or that, like it's like nah, you gotta go to uni, you have to study, you have to do this, you get a job, and I had to go through that like just for the 2 years, like that gap when I was like because you finish the school and you have to do uni, and I did uni, but I didn't go study. I was just like nah, I'll just keep training, and he see me like packing my bag every day, twice a day. And the problem was like no fights. Like you get a fight once in 6 months. And he saw me like picking my bag every day, coming back home, everything is wet, like the gloves is wet, and you put them in the and like in the house, and it's just like everything smells like, what are you doing? Like just why? But I used to tell him like by I'll be like 23, 24, I'll be in UFC, and he was like, okay, good luck. When
Ah,
then 2 weeks later we have another argument about that. And he was like, and you just have to like keep
yeah.
trying like to convince them.
Yeah. What were you studying at
But
uni?
now it's good. It's not uni, it's private school because for the visa, so it's a culinary school, chef,
Oh, cooking.
kitchen. Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
cook?
cooking. I did. Yeah, I cook now, yeah.
Hey, that's good. Cooking in and outside of the cage.
Yeah, I cook outside and inside.
What's your go-to?
I kind of learned like cook anything like it's just in the school we cook all like we do French cuisine like Vietnamese like Japanese every like we just every now and then we make a dish from any kind of kitchen and you just I got like really good with cooking in a pan like say like steaks and like we cooked kangaroo we cooked duck and it was like pretty easy for me just like easy dishes, easy eat. Like it's not that hard. It's not hard as training or like it's very simple, very simple.
And look, you're in the training room every day with him. How good is George Mangos?
He's really good. I think he jiu-jitsu and he's wrestling. Like, you know what I mean? Some people they just have the like a natural thing. Like if you say I'm like I have a natural strike, and I don't think I'll ever go trying to wrestle people and trying to win by wrestling. But his striking is good. Like obviously you see the last fight,
Mm.
but his wrestling and jiu-jitsu, it's just something. It's just something like I don't know how to say it. Like you see, like when you watch like people, they just do something for many years,
Mm.
and you expect for them to be like really good at it.
Yeah.
That's like him. That like his level shows like how many years he been doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
Yeah. Do you spark him on the feet though?
Nah.
Uh,
Nah, come on, bro.
no, well, he said he sparks you on the feet. That's what he said to me. He did. He said that.
Well,
Just
he
for-
didn't say that. No,
No,
he didn't say.
he didn't say that.
Nah, it's really good. It's like it's so good that you got like someone a striker and someone's like more a grappling jiu-jitsu. It just make us my wrestling and jiu-jitsu got so much better because of him.
Yeah.
And his striking like is getting better because of me too. Like you know what I mean? So we just like when we spar, it's more it's you see MMA. It's not like it's not like me trying to keep it on the feet or him trying to take me down. Like we actually like go like MMA, like MMA rounds, and it's the best rounds like I get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good point because if you can keep George Mangos off you on the ground and he can stop you from tagging him standing up, there's no one better in Australia on both ends. So I think it's got nothing that, of course, that's going to help you guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's gonna be so good. Like even more now when we're saying in the next year we'll be in UFC, and we start getting like you're gonna have fights against like someone's striker, someone's grappler, someone jiu-jitsu. So it's like we have all the other boys too. Like we have more striking guys like Chris Morris, he's so good and he's a lightweight. Like even he's an amateur, but man, he's so dangerous. Like I have to be so careful when sparring with him. Like he's just so quick and like so good. That's the most guy that gives me trouble in strike, and he's so quick. And like all the other boys, they just everyone's good.
Yeah, I was gonna ask why did you end up signing with Addict Sports? Of course, Jasmine, who's the manager of Quillen Southfield, and Cody Haddon, who are now in the UFC. But why did you end up signing with them?
Well, I knew Jasmine and like since February when I came to Perth this year in my debut, and they're just like really nice people. Like she's really good. She cares about like her fight. She's always there and watching, and that's exactly what I need. Like I don't want to be signing with someone who's like I never met him before. Like I met Jasmine for many times, like all this year. Every time we had fights, we met and we spoke. And like now I feel like this is the time where you gotta make a decision. Like I need a manager. I feel like I need a manager. I need to take like steps like that. And she was the option number one.
Cool. Well, we like it. Now, mate, I'll finish it off with this, but after it's all said and done, how does Marwan Rahiki want to be remembered in mixed martial arts?
I hope that I give like people like in Morocco, like I see a lot of guys, they just start, but they never finish. Like you know what I mean? They just quit at some point. Even like they will be better than me. Like you know what I mean? I'm just one of them. Like when all like people we saw, like boys they saw, like some people they get so good at something, but because it's too much, people like telling you, no, you have to do this, and like like trying to tell you something. I want to get to that point where I was like, I would tell them, okay, I'm one of yours, and I made it. And I'm telling you, like you guys can make it too, and like you don't have to stop or quit at any point. And I'll hope like I can help people like in that way and just inspire them. Like in Australia, it's a bit easier because you train, you get fights, and you keep your family happy, you keep your everyone happy, and no one will tell you stop because you get in fights and you go amateur, you win 5-6 fights, then you go pro, then you start making money and sponsors, you get in UFC. It's like it's clear how like you can step and you go 1, 2, 3. But for people in Morocco, it's like it's so hard. Like they don't have it's hard for them to get the vision. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to see it like how it will work out. But they just need like if the thing about the kickboxing, it's just because we have Badr Hari. Badr Hari is like a kickboxing K1 legend. Like he went everywhere. He fought everyone. Like, you know what I mean? He went like 120 wins and like 110 wins by knockout. And he only lost like I think 10 or something. Like not many losses. But because of him, like he inspired a lot of people in kickboxing. That's why in Morocco people they go good in kickboxing and they just don't quit because they know they're good. So they just keep doing it until they get a manager or something happen or like and they start making money off it. But in MMA, people who love MMA, people who like been watching MMA for many years and they want to be fighters, it's hard for them because they haven't seen anyone go from like their place. Like I didn't born in Australia. Like, you know what I mean, I born in Morocco. I lived 20 years in Morocco. So I'm like just like them. You keep training and one day you're gonna get opportunity to go somewhere or to have a fight somewhere and then you go and you do your best. And if you're good and if you worked hard enough, like that it's gonna be yours. So I hope that will help him.
Well, mate, I feel like there's going to be plenty of people in Morocco following in your footsteps in 10, 15, 20 years' time. So, dude, thank you so much for taking the time and best of luck against Mr. Barber. And I can only imagine that
You-
we're going to talk many times in 2025.
Yeah, all the best. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, brother.